Hey y'all, thanks for joining me on Level Up with Janet E on YouTube. So I'm back again. My ankle is still healing, so I showed a progression of pictures from the time that it started February 19th to now, which is April 7th, April 8th, around those days. But I've been working, I've been doing things, so make sure you keep me up in prayer because this foot is healing well, okay, for anyone who wants an update on that. Secondly, our post today is going to be about something that I've seen a phenomenon, and I call it this because, and this is my opinion, this is something I've seen that's even become more relevant considering the past 2 weeks of what some stuff that's been going on. I call it COVID PTSD, and we know PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. So COVID PTSD, what is it according to my definition, and how am I seeing it play out? And then also, how do we rectify it, or how do we make sure that we hold ourselves up while we're going through it? So that's going to be our discussion on this important Level Up with Janet E. Make sure you stay tuned. Okay, so forgot to do this, but I'm now at 500 subscribers. I think it's actually 508 subscribers. So thank you so much, Level Up Lovelies. Love you too. So, all right, so with that, I do want to start incorporating something special. I do want more comments on what I'm talking about because I want to make sure that you're getting some valuable input and insight from what I am saying to you. So what I'm proposing to do is, if you can plug in a comment about this video, something that you like, something that you agree with, and maybe something that you don't even agree with. But what I'm going to do is randomly, pick out a comment and make of substance. It can't just be gibble gobble. All right, a comment of substance, and that person will get a $10 gift card to Amazon. All right, so every video I will do that because, and what I'm thinking is I'm gonna pick a comment that, not at random, but a comment that's that I think adds to what I'm saying, and just and brings more to the conversation. And that's what I want. I want my Level Up Lovelies not to just listen to me, but I want to see how you're leveling up as well. All right, so show me what you got, put that in the comment field, and I'll get right back with you. Okay. Alright, see ya. Hey, so this is Janet here, Level Up with Janet E. We're back. So, just wanted to go over a couple of things today. I think today is a very important topic, considering what's been going on the past couple of weeks. I'm not going to, excuse me, allergies, sorry. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to name any particular circumstances for other people, but there's a lot that's been going on the past couple of weeks, and also just the past month or so since we've been out and about from this COVID reality that we had for almost 2 years. It was almost exactly 2 years in March. So let's go back in time, shall we, to the start of COVID, which was March, I think it was like on the dot, March 26th or March 24th for us down in Atlanta, 2020, when everything shut down. It was like, okay, turn everything, turn everything off. If you got any events you're going to, if you got any plays that you're trying to put on, if you got any dances you're trying to do, stop it. So I actually was part of, I'm actually part of a dance company still, but I was part of a dance company at the time that was putting on a dance event a week after they put the COVID lockdown in place. So basically, it was supposed to be like the end of March, and I think it was March 19th when everything shut down. And so imagine practicing, planning, using all your time rehearsing all the way up to that time to be told no. And then also I had a play too that was supposed to be happening for Easter time or Resurrection Sunday, at my church that didn't happen either. So, because Easter was right around the corner. But all that is to say is that life was put on hold. It was put to a standstill. Now, mind you, at first, you're like, okay, you know what? We got to make sure we're holding steady. This is a disease or something that can kill people, that is killing people, and it killed a lot of people, unfortunately. So we got to stay inside. We got to stay safe. I know for me, and I heard from a bunch of other people too, that it kind of was a little respite, a rest from the busyness of life, having to deal with traffic, especially in Atlanta, having to deal with, going back and forth to the office, all the other things. You got to sit and be with your family. So that was one of the blessings that came out of, let's say a silver lining that came out of a dark cloud of the COVID time. But think about it too, when you're under stress for a long period of time, and let me put a caveat, a big disclaimer, that I am not a clinician. I have a BA in psychology, I have a master's in business, a doctorate in business. I'm a doctoral dissertation student right now, so I'm almost there and I have a coaching license. So I'm not saying that I'm diagnosing anything or anybody, but I'm going by my own experience and experience I'm starting to see from others. So I do feel like we have been through a battle. I call it COVID PTSD. Just because I don't have any other word or any other phrase for it. But I really do feel like mentally, physically, psychologically, we have been through a lot these past 2 years. Even if we've just been sitting in the house, I know for me, I get cabin fever very quickly if I'm stuck in the house for a day or two. So I would go out and just drive, and I saw other people too. Like, you couldn't interact with other people, so you just sat in your car. You just sat in your car, opened the windows, and got fresh air. And for God's sakes, don't open the windows, because the COVID might come through the windows. So, there was all this fear that was going on. So your body responding to that level of fear, it builds up adrenaline, that fight or flight syndrome. So imagine having that fight or flight syndrome at all times at a low level, even though it's not at a high level for some. For others it is different. Each person is different how they handle situations, but I feel like everyone had a different level of that adrenaline or fight or flight syndrome going on during this time. And then on top of that, we had all these other situations going on between George Floyd situation, between the presidential election. So all of this kind of cascaded on us, and I know for me, a low level of fight or flight feeling, like, okay, always be ready, because you don't know what's going to happen. Keep on your mask. Okay, you can take off your mask. Okay, don't take off your mask. So all of these things can build up and really, have an experience on you, especially if it's for a long period of time. And that's why I call it PTSD, because post-traumatic stress disorder does not happen in a short period of time. It can from a extremely traumatic event, and usually they will talk about this in terms of things with wars, and when you're in battles, you will have some type of psychological after effect from that. But a lot of times it's from being in the battle for a long period of time, for 6 months to a year, and just seeing suffering, seeing dying around you, or seeing other people suffering and going through stuff. That's gonna weigh on you. So let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to how can we transfix our mind on other things besides this level of frustration or fear that's going on, that still may be on you, even though we are phasing out of the COVID situation. They say right now the COVID, the ones that are coming through like Omicron, they're not as deadly as the first ones that came out. So just like any other virus, or any other thing, they start mutating, and they usually get less effective as they're mutating down. Once again, I just know about biology and all that other stuff. So, but they usually start mutating down and becoming less potent. So that's what seems to be happening with this particular virus, with the COVID. So we just want to make sure that we, though, keep ourselves psychologically, physically, and emotionally healthy, and especially spiritually healthy through this time. So I know for me, what helped me during this time was being spiritually connected to God, maintaining that relationship with God. And I know a lot of times it was hard because we could not interact in fellowship with our brethren in church. A lot of things were online. A lot of things were, where you had to sit in front of a TV and get the word, which I know is not as absorbing sometimes as getting the word in person. But God is with us at all times. So I love to use, and this is the verse I'm going to lean on for this post, is 2 Timothy 1:7, which is that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So all of these things fall into or help us with going through what we feel like is a traumatic situation that has been long-term traumatic situation. Love it covers a multitude of sins, including fear and everything that comes with that. So if we can push love into and push out fear, then that's going to help us get through it that much better. Love and sound mind. Sound mind is very important because God's fear is going to make us react in certain ways. And once again, I was talking about the past couple of weeks when I've seen certain situations where I do feel like people reacted, things happen because we're like getting out of that phase and the adrenaline's running, and I'm hearing a lot about different road rages that are going on, different just random crazy attacks at restaurants and things like that, and I think that's just a buildup of we haven't been out, and we have been traumatized by a lot of stuff that happened the past couple of years, and now we're just getting out and everything's just kind of bubbling up to the surface. So we have to keep our mind transfixed on who's most important, who's going to help us through anything that we're going through. So if you didn't have a chance to focus on him during those 2 years, especially important to focus on God now. So once again, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So power means that you have the authority to take control over your emotions, over the ability to feel fear, over the ability to feel trapped, over the ability to feel depressed and sad, over the ability to feel frustrated. You have the ability to take authority over those and say, no, I'm not going to feel that way. And you don't have to do that by yourself. God is by your side. God, you can lean on him. He will give you the strength. So where you are weak, he is strong. He will give you that strength in order to go through and press through those situations, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. So once again, God doesn't give you a spirit of fear. This is the verse I'm leaning on today. God doesn't give you a spirit of fear. He gives you power, love, and a sound mind. And keep in mind too, we are in this world, but not of this world. So all the news reports, all the articles that come out that say, oh my God, look at this, look at this, look at that. Sometimes you got to just close out your mind and focus on the Bible, focus on him. Just pray, meditate, whatever you got to do in order to get yourself right. Because the mind will, because the world will show you everything, but you don't have to take in everything. So I want you to remain healthy. I want you to remain whole. I want you to remain spiritually and psychologically and emotionally sound, so that you can continue to level up in the best way that you can. All right, so I love you. I love you. I love you all day, all night, all the time. And I want to wish you peace, love, everything that you need in this life in order to persevere. All right, so till the next Level Up with Janet E, I will see you. And hopefully the next time I'll be doing a little dancing, not until the summer, but I'll try to see if I can find a little dance video that I can tack onto this. All right. Bye, my lovelies. See you next time.
You